Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Have you ever felt it? That quiet shift in her behavior that doesn't make sense, yet somehow pulls you deeper in? The kind that keeps you awake at night, replaying every word, every look, every silence, wondering if you're imagining it, or if there's something much more dangerous beneath the surface. Before we go any further, make sure you subscribe and like this video, because what I'm about to share with you isn't something most people will ever understand. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. Listen carefully. When a woman is secretly obsessed with you, she won't always chase you. In fact, the most powerful sign is the exact opposite of what most men expect. She becomes unpredictable. Not distant, not cold, but inconsistent in a way that feels almost calculated. One moment she's fully present, emotionally engaged, looking at you like you're the only man in the room. And then suddenly, she pulls back just enough to make you question everything. That behavior isn't random, it's control. But not the kind of control you think. It's not about manipulating you in a malicious way. It's deeper than that. It's emotional self-protection mixed with intense desire. Because when a woman feels herself getting too attached, especially to a man she perceives as high value or emotionally impactful, her instincts don't tell her to move closer. They tell her to regulate the intensity. So she creates space, not because she's losing interest, but because she's feeling too much of it. And here's where most men get it wrong. You interpret that space as rejection. You panic. You start chasing, over-texting, trying to fix what isn't broken. But in her mind, your reaction confirms something dangerous, that you're not grounded enough to handle her depth. A woman who is secretly obsessed is watching you more than you realize. Not just what you say, but how you react when she shifts her energy. Your response becomes the test, not of your worth, but of your emotional stability. Because obsession, when it's hidden, doesn't look like affection. It looks like restraint. Do you notice how some women can suddenly appear in your thoughts for no reason? You're scrolling through your day, focused on work, friends, or your own ambitions, and then a memory of her smile, the sound of her laugh, the way she said something small to you, hits you like a punch. That isn't coincidence. That's the mark of someone who's obsessed with you, silently, invisibly, and it's far more powerful than any overt flirtation. She doesn't tell you directly how much she's thinking about you, because if she did, it would remove the tension she craves. Instead, she leaves subtle traces. The half smile when you walk into the room, the way her eyes search for yours even when she's distracted. The tiny, almost imperceptible touches that linger just a second too long. And if you're observant, you'll see the pattern. It's not consistent, but it's deliberate. Every move is calibrated to see how much of you she can hold in her orbit without revealing the intensity she feels. Here's the psychological truth men almost never recognize. A woman's obsession often grows in silence. She's analyzing, decoding, and storing every moment she spends with you. Every joke you laughed at, every opinion you shared, every quiet sigh you didn't notice. It all becomes part of her mental map of you. And while you think she's just friendly or casual, she's forming a blueprint of attachment, a secret connection that drives her thoughts day and night. And here's where the danger, and the power, lies. She doesn't need you to know she's obsessed. Her fixation is fueled by what you represent: confidence, emotional depth, the ability to see her without judgment. She's measuring how much she can feel safely without losing herself. Every glance, every subtle interaction is a test of how much you're aware, how much you respect boundaries, how much you are him, the man she can't stop thinking about. Most men miss this entirely because they are focused on the obvious signs: constant messaging, visible attention, or public displays. But obsession, real obsession, thrives in the gaps. It's in the pauses, the unspoken, the things left unsaid. And if you learn to recognize these silent patterns, you'll understand more about her desire for you than she could ever express in words. This is why men who sense it but dismiss it are powerless to her influence. She's already holding you in her mind, even when it seems like she's not paying attention. And the more you remain unaware, the stronger the obsession grows, because it thrives in secrecy, and secrecy keeps it alive. Now, here's the part that most men completely misunderstand. Obsession is not always loud. It's quiet, strategic, and often invisible. She doesn't need to flood your phone with messages or overwhelm you with attention to prove she's thinking about you. In fact, doing that would ruin everything she's carefully building in her mind. Instead, she orchestrates moments, small coincidences that make you feel noticed, yet leave you questioning if it was intentional. That uncertainty? That's the hook. That's how she keeps you in her mental orbit without ever admitting the truth. You might notice her remembering details you casually mentioned weeks ago, or referencing a private joke you didn't even think mattered. She doesn't do this for validation. She does it to reinforce a bond you may not even know exists. Every subtle nod, glance, or mention is her way of saying, "I see you. I'm aware of you. You matter more than you realize." And yet, she'll never say it outright, because obsession is as much about self-control as it is about attraction. Here's the dangerous beauty of it. When a woman is obsessed, she watches your reactions like a hawk, not just to see if you notice her, but to understand your emotional patterns. If she sees you responding confidently, with calm and grounded energy, her desire intensifies because it validates the depth she craves. But if she detects uncertainty, neediness, or over-eagerness, she instinctively pulls back, sometimes in ways that feel cruel, to protect herself and test your stability. Every micro-interaction becomes a game of emotional chess, and she's always 3 steps ahead. And this isn't just about attraction, it's about control, subtle, unspoken, deeply psychological control. She's not manipulating you in a way that's easy to see. She's weaving a web of thought, memory, and emotion that keeps you emotionally engaged, often without you realizing it. You may think she's distant, disinterested, or indifferent, but behind the surface, she's obsessively calculating how much of you she can hold on to and how much you're aware of the power she wields over your mind. Most men never notice these signals because they're looking for the wrong things: attention, texting frequency, or obvious signs of jealousy. Real obsession lives in the in-between spaces, the pauses, the timing of her interactions, the subtle hints that make you think, did she really just do that? That tiny uncertainty, if you pay attention, reveals everything. And once you see it clearly, you can't ignore the intensity that's been there all along, silently shaping your thoughts and pulling at your focus in ways you didn't know were possible. Here's something most men never realize. When a woman is secretly obsessed with you, she doesn't just think about you, she analyzes you. Every word, every tone, every pause you make is stored in her mind like a mental blueprint. She's trying to decode not only who you are, but how you react under pressure, how you handle emotion, and how far she can go before you notice. And make no mistake, this is not casual curiosity. It's a deep, almost primal study of your behavior, because obsession is not surface level. It's about understanding, controlling, and emotionally connecting with someone who matters too much to let slip. You'll notice it in subtle ways. Maybe she accidentally bumps into you more often than chance would allow, or she times messages just enough to pop into your head without overwhelming you. Sometimes she mirrors your actions, your speech, your energy, in ways you don't consciously notice, creating a sense of familiarity, comfort, and even dependency. You think you're the one in control of the interaction, but she's mapping your patterns, studying your routines, and orchestrating moments to stay embedded in your mind. The most powerful signs are paradoxical. She might appear detached at times, cold even, while in reality she's internally obsessed, checking, comparing, replaying every encounter. That distance is not disinterest, it's strategy. By controlling her emotional availability, she's creating a subtle tension, keeping you on edge, curious, invested. And your reactions feed her obsession. She wants to see if you're grounded, if you're confident, if you recognize her influence. Every micro-reaction of yours becomes a reflection of her power in your mind. Here's the truth most men ignore. This isn't manipulation in the usual sense, it's instinctive. She's regulating her own emotional intensity while simultaneously observing yours. She wants to feel secure in her desire without losing herself, while also seeing if you can handle the complexity of someone who's captivated by you. And this is why men who dismiss her mixed signals are often caught off guard. She's not just present in moments she chooses, she's embedded in your subconscious, shaping your attention, pulling your focus, making you wonder if you imagined it all. When you begin to notice this pattern, when you start recognizing the calculated subtleties, the way she leaves traces of herself in your thoughts, you'll understand something profound. Obsession is not loud, it's quiet, deliberate, and psychologically potent. And a woman who's mastered it, who's silently obsessed, can influence your mind far more than words or obvious gestures ever could. Now, let's dig even deeper, because this is where most men completely misread what's happening. When a woman is secretly obsessed with you, she's not just thinking about you, she's emotionally tethered to you in a way that most men would never notice until it's too late. She's rehearsing scenarios, imagining conversations, analyzing past interactions, and predicting your behavior. Every choice you make, every pause, every glance, every word is catalogued and processed. And the scary truth? She's shaping her own feelings and actions around you without ever needing confirmation from you. This obsession manifests in ways that are almost invisible. She'll show flashes of attention that seem random, but they're not. She'll laugh a little too long at your jokes, linger in your presence just slightly beyond comfort, or subtly mirror your movements without you realizing it. Each of these behaviors is a breadcrumb, an unconscious attempt to create connection while maintaining her self-control. She doesn't want to appear desperate. She wants to appear composed, yet irresistible. And this is what makes her obsession so powerful. It's hidden, calculated, and emotionally charged all at once. Here's the key men fail to see. Obsession is not about proximity, it's about mental occupancy. She doesn't need to be in the same room to have influence over your thoughts. She's already in your mind because she's embedded herself there, silently and persistently. You might think she's detached or indifferent, but that's the trap. Her true obsession thrives in secrecy. It's in the pauses between interactions, the subtle signs that you almost miss, the things left unsaid that echo louder than words. And here's why this matters. The more you underestimate her, the stronger her grip becomes. Men often mistake hidden obsession for casual interest or disinterest, and that's exactly what she relies on. She watches how you respond to the uncertainty she creates. Are you grounded, confident, curious without desperation? Each reaction strengthens her internal connection or tests your limits. She doesn't just want your attention, she wants your awareness, your respect, your recognition of the unspoken bond. Finally, understand this. A woman who's secretly obsessed is both vulnerable and powerful at the same time. She's guarding herself while craving you, regulating her intensity while simultaneously observing yours. And if you recognize these subtle behaviors, if you see the patterns she leaves in her wake, you'll understand a truth most men never grasp. Obsession doesn't scream, it whispers, it lingers, it shapes your reality long before you even realize it. Now, here's the truth most men never hear. A woman who's secretly obsessed doesn't need to say it, because her actions speak louder than any words ever could. She's not obsessed with convenience or fleeting attention. She's obsessed with essence, with who you are beneath the surface. She studies your energy, your reactions, the way you navigate the world, and she's drawn not just to your presence, but to the way you make her feel alive, understood, and challenged all at once. That's why the subtle signs feel like they haunt you. They do. She's already occupying your thoughts before you even realize it. You'll notice patterns if you pay close attention. The way she recalls the smallest details you thought were meaningless. How her tone changes slightly when you speak about your passions. How she seems to anticipate your needs or moods before you even act. Every subtle interaction, every silent glance, every nuanced gesture is her way of staying present in your world without revealing the depth of her obsession. And the more you notice it, the more you realize she's never really gone, even in moments of apparent absence. This is where most men fail. They mistake hidden obsession for indifference or casual interest. But the reality is far more potent. She's calculating, observing, and shaping her own emotional responses around you. Every micro-behavior is a test of your awareness, your confidence, and your ability to recognize the unspoken connection she's creating. And the more grounded, composed, and aware you are, the stronger her silent fixation becomes. Obsession, in this hidden form, thrives on subtlety. Loud affection might grab attention, but hidden obsession commands influence. So what do you do with this knowledge? You don't need to chase, beg, or overanalyze. Instead, recognize it, observe it, respect the depth of what she's feeling while maintaining your own emotional equilibrium. The moment you realize how much of your attention she already holds, you step into a new level of understanding and control. You see the psychology behind her silence, the meaning behind her subtle cues, and you no longer fall for distractions or misread her intentions. Remember this: a woman secretly obsessed with you is not defined by the frequency of her messages, the volume of her attention, or the obviousness of her gestures. She's defined by presence, subtlety, and quiet intensity. And once you recognize it, you gain insight most men never will: the power to understand female psychology on a level that few ever achieve. You'll see the truth behind the silence, the obsession behind the restraint, and the magnetic force pulling her toward you in ways words could never capture. If you truly pay attention, you'll start noticing her patterns everywhere, and that awareness will change how you see relationships forever.